Hello mysterious person behind the screen, and welcome to my Big Finish review of the Sixth Doctor's Last Adventure in this lovely limited edition book here. Look at that, on the frame. How much hassle did I have to go through to get this? I ordered it off Amazon, then they said they weren't stocking it anymore, so I emailed them saying, and then it was back on for a greater amount of money. And I emailed them saying, what's this? It was less expensive the last time it was on here, so you just sent this. So, amount of hassle I've gone through to get this, but it's worth it. So I'm just going to be talking through all 4 of the stories, and I'm just going to read you this short bio here. A very special story which at last provides a heroic exit for Colin Bakers' much-loved Time Lord. 4 hour-long episodes connected by the presence of the Valiard, an entity that exists between the Doctor's 12th and final incarnations. We have The End of the Line by Simon Bernard and Paul Morris, The Red House by Alan Barnes, Stage Fright by Matt Fitton, and The Brink of Death by Nicholas Briggs. So we're starting off with the first story in the set, The End of the Line by Simon Bernard and Paul Morris. Now, I'll just read you the blurb again. The Doctor and his latest companion, Constance, investigate a commuter train that has lost its way. It's very simple, but the story is actually very complex, and it's actually the longest story out of this set. And personally, it's probably joint first favourite with another story in this set. This story really did impress me when I listened to it. It's very, very complex, but it's got a great concept to it. And a lot of the time they're on this train. It's very midnighty, with the Doctor trying to keep everyone calm, all of the civilians, and as well, eventually there's a scene where they sort of start to turn on him, and they're like, this only started happening when the Doctor's here, and they all start to turn on him, and he's like, no, listen, all of you, no, listen, and they're not having any of it. It's a great scene, and oh my god, the twist that happens in this story. I'm probably not going to spoil it here. I'll probably label this video as minor spoilers, but I won't spoil that, just in case you want to listen to this. But it really did shock me. I let out what was that? We have a wonderful cast of characters here. One of them, Alice, sort of goes mental at one point. And let's talk about Constance in this story, the companion, Constance Clark. There she is. Well, yeah, I really like Constance, not as much as some of the other companions in this set, but I think she's very, very cool. I may have to listen to other audios with her, because this is the only one that I've listened to that she's in. But I think she's a very good companion, and she works well with Colin's Doctor. She's sort of his equal. Like she wants to be treated fairly and everything. But yeah, I do quite like her actually. Oh, also it's a brilliant concept how these parallel universes are sort of meeting each other, and the idea that there could be billions and trillions of different universes where one thing is different. So I think the Doctor used an example, so the guy didn't shave this morning, and then that's a whole new different universe out there, and these different universes are sort of colliding with one another. That's a very, very Who-ish concept. So overall, I'd probably give The End of the Line a 9 out of 10. I really did enjoy this one. Okay, so now we're on to disc 2 of this set, which is The Red House by Alan Barnes. Exactly the same artwork on 3 of these discs, and there's a different one for the last one. But yes, The Red House I didn't enjoy as much. I'll just read you the blurb again. The Doctor and Charlotte Pollard arrive on a world that is populated by werewolves. Yeah, it's basically that. Yeah, it's I can't really remember much of this story, to be honest, but the werewolves were talking, and they were really, there's one that talks like this. It's a very, very cockney werewolf. And it's kind of weird. Charlotte Pollard is very good in this story, and she makes references to 8th Doctor Big Finish stories, because if you don't know, Charlotte Pollard travelled with the 8th Doctor, and then something happened, and then she started travelling with the 6th Doctor again. So it's, yeah, it's confusing, but there she is. Right in the middle above the Who logo there. But yeah, not really much to say on this story. I liked the Valiard in it. Michael Jason was very good as his sort of alias, Dr. Payton, Dr. Payne as some people call him. And he has a great laugh. TJ Productions said this. His laugh is amazing. And yeah, not much to say. Just didn't really like this, to be honest. Okay, so the third story in this set is my favourite one out of the bunch. It is Stage Fright by Matt Fitton, and the blurb is: the Doctor and Flip visit Victorian London, where investigators Jago and Lightfoot explore theatrical performances that have echoes of the Doctor's past lives. Another concept I really enjoy. It's sort of the Valeyard in disguise as a Mr. Yardvale. Yeah. Sort of recreating the Doctor's regenerations in theatre play form. Oh god, it's so brilliant. Love it so much. And there's a bit at the end where they sort of have the Doctor and the Valeyard sort of have a sort of mind battle, and must thing I say, Colin Baker and Michael Jaston, every story in this, they're great, and the Valeyard's role gets bigger and bigger through every story. And these stories are sort of standalone, save for the appearance of the Valeyard. So these last two, Stage Fright and End of the Line, are sort of, not End of the Line, Brink of Death, are sort of tied together. But yeah, let's speak about Flip a bit as she is there. I really like Flip as a companion. She's probably my favourite Big Finish companion that I've listened to. And I haven't listened to a lot. I haven't listened to a lot of Big Finish. I'm not a master of it. But so far, she's my favourite. Really, really cool character. At first, she was a bit annoying. She's very sort of Donna Noble-y, and she has a stage fright. That's why this is always called Stage Fright. But it's very good. And there's a sort of character arc to this where she sort of faces her fears at the end, and it's a very nice progression. I really enjoyed hearing that. There's some really dark moments as there's sort of these husks and dead bodies, sort of with the clothes of the Doctor's companions. So I think there's Tegan, Adric and Nissa's clothes on these bodies. That's really dark, and even though we don't see it, hearing it is very, very disturbing. But yeah, Stage Fright for me is 10 out of 10. Love it. Really, I could listen to this any day of the week. So good. I'm probably going to go listen to it again after this video. So yes, very good story. Okay, so the fourth and final story in this set is The Brink of Death. Let's focus in on that because it's a lovely little piece of art there. You can kind of see Sylvester McCoy's face in there. Disc 4. Love that. So The Brink of Death. This is probably my third favourite, but that's by no means bad. It's not as bad as The Red House. I really like this story. Let's get Mel. Where is she? Yeah, she is just by the Valeyard there. But Mal isn't really in it. The Valeyard does this thing where he makes her think that he's the Doctor, so she's not really in it too much. So in her place, we sort of have this character called Janesta, and there's a twist where she turns out to be the Valeyard in disguise, and that kind of really shocked me and saddened me because she was like my favourite character in this set next to Flip. She sort of had this northern accent, and it's explained that she went to Earth at some point, yeah, and she sort of picked up the accent and it sort of stuck with her. And she was a very cool character, and it's quite sad when she turned out to be just a Valeyard. And but the final battle's very good. And obviously, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the regeneration. It's obviously a better regeneration than it was on TV. I mean, falling over the exercise bike, flipping out, you don't want that. But it's explained basically what happened was it's to do with radiation, that from Lancashire radiation was coming, and yeah. The whole regeneration's on YouTube, but recreated with like telesnaps and moving lips. It's brilliant reconstruction. You should go watch it. But yeah, it's all linked in with the Valeyard as well. There's some great music here, and obviously probably the quote of this set was, "I'm a Time Lord who's out of time," and there's actually the quote with that poster in here. You can find it. There it is. I'm a Time Lord who's out of time. It's the very first page in this book, actually. Very cool there. And yeah, I really do love the way Sixth Doctor went out. I think it does justice to him, and obviously he'll still be doing Big Finish adventures after this, but this is the end of his story, so all Big Finish adventures after this will be earlier in his lifetime, obviously, because they can't do stories after the regeneration because it would mess up all the canon and people would freak out. Fair enough. But yeah, this set's really good as well. And we see, I just want that poster framed. It looks brilliant. It's got loads of characters from the last adventure. You've got the Valeyard, the Doctor, Mal, some supporting characters from other stories. You've got Flip, Constance, Charlie, another supporting character. Is that Janesta? I think that might be Janesta, actually. And Jago and Lightfoot. Jago and Lightfoot were great in Stage Fright, by the way, I forgot to mention. But yes, I really did hope you enjoyed my review of this magnificent box set and the magnificent stories that are included, save for one, but such is the modern world. So yes, if you did enjoy this review, then please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care now.